Claude Monet was born in Paris, France in 1840, but moved to Normandy with his family when he was very young. Even as a young boy, Monet knew he wanted to be an artist. He was enrolled at the Le Havre Secondary School of the Arts and took drawing lessons as a child. The town knew him for his charcoal caricatures that he sold on the streets of Normandy. Eugene Boudin, an artist in the area, also taught young Monet how to use oil paints and showed him en plein air, or outdoor techniques. Monet joined the army where he, unfortunately, contracted typhoid. His aunt encouraged him to leave and take college art classes instead. Monet agreed and became a student at the Seuss Academy. There, he met the men that would later join him in the Impressionist movement. In the late 1860s, Monet married his first wife, Camille, and they had a daughter, Jean. In 1870, the family moved to England, where Monet continued to study and create art. The 1860s and early 1870s brought few successful paintings accepted by salons. Monet soon moved to a different area of England for less than a year before taking his family back to France in November of 1871. The most accepted artwork at this time involved detailed brushstrokes with realistic depictions. Monet and other artists he worked with focused more on the effects of lighting, colored shadows, asymmetrical balance, and using bright colors. Their brushstrokes were something new and unheard of. They did not strive for realistic forms, but instead used heavy, bold brushstrokes. This method would later be known as Impressionism. Monet perfectly demonstrated the Impressionist technique in 1871 with his famous painting, Impression Sunrise. It was one of Monet's greatest works, but was still rejected by salons. In 1874, with over 400 other rejected artists, Monet entered it in an unofficial alternative salon. After the third exhibition in 1877, the rejected artists officially called themselves Impressionists. This was after the title of Monet's Impression Sunrise. As these shows continued, the audience grew more and more until it obtained thousands of visitors. The Impressionist movement inspired many people of the 1800s to open their minds to new ideas. Art was no longer seen as realistic. This even opened the door later for the Cubism movement, the ultimate example of unrealistic art. Although opinions of Monet's work are mixed, many of his paintings are on display today, and he is seen as one of the most influential artists of the Impressionist movement. When looking at Impression Sunrise, one can see a lot of movement. The obvious brushstrokes provide interesting horizontal and vertical movement. The emphasis is definitely on the first boat. The eye is drawn there because of its color, location, and the movement of the sunrise on the water towards the boat. The characteristic asymmetrical balance of Impressionism is seen when comparing the right and left sides of the painting. Claude Monet had a very intriguing style. Although it seemed to make him unpopular at first, in the end, his uniqueness made him one of the most well-known artists of all time.